Hello everyone, Professor Rohit here. Today is the lecture number 22. That is, topic is California bearing ratio test. So the CBR whatever test was developed by the first California State Highway Department as to method to evaluate the strength of subgrade soil and other pavement material for design and construction of the flexible pavement. Later, whatever the CBR results have been later got the results, they have been correlated with the flexible pavement thickness requirement for the highway and the airfields. Being an empirical test, the CBR result, whatever the cannot be related accurately with the fundamental properties of the soil or pavement material tested. The CBR method of test has also been standardized by the Bureau of Indian Standards. So the basic principle in the CBR test is by causing a cylindrical plunger of a 50 mm diameter penetrating into the specimen of soil or a pavement component material at the rate of 1.25 mm per minute. The load required for 2.5 mm and 5 mm penetration of the plunger into the soil or the material are recorded. The CBR value of the material tested expressed as in a percentage of a standard load value in a standard material. The standard load values have been established based on the large number of tests on a standard crushed aggregate at respective penetration level as 2.5 and 5 mm. And for that 2.5 mm we have a 1370 kg, and for 5 mm we have the 2055 kg as a standard CBR value for crushed stones. Okay. Let us see the detail here. This is how the CBR looks like. This is the Provine ring and this is the plunger of having the 50 mm dia. It's a dial gauge and this is the mold. Okay, this is a cross section with cut opened. Okay, this is a surgical weight, surcharge weight, sorry, and this is soil sample with having the base plate. This is mold having with the base plate. So this mold, whatever is there, is 150 mm dia with a base plate and a collar. We having the top and a collar. This is a loading frame with cylindrical plunger of 50 mm dia and the dial gauge to measure the expansion on a soaking and the penetration values. Clear? The specimen whatever is you going to use is compacted to a dry density corresponding to the minimum state of compaction that likely to be achieved in a practice, or if not having that, in the absence of that, the specimen may be compacted to maximum dry density at the optimum moisture content. That is what you do in a Proctor test. And so we have the different codes for those, for heavy compaction and the lighter compaction depend upon the traffic. Clear? The specimen then is subjected to 4 days soaked and the swelling, the water absorption values are noted. So these are kept for the 4 days for soaking and the swelling. The surcharge weight is placed on the top of the specimen in a mold, so that whenever the plunger goes off, from the side the soil shouldn't come out. So for that reason we put the surcharge weight. Clear? The surcharge weight is placed on the top of the specimen in the mold and the assembly is placed under the plunger of a loading frame. The load values are noted corresponding to the penetration values like 0, then 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 respectively until 12.5 mm penetrations. Then whenever all the penetration values is got, then later we are going to plot the graph, the load penetration versus this penetration to the load. So alternatively the load values may be converted into what? either pressure values or plotted against the penetration values directly. Clear? And two typical types of the load penetration curves may obtained. This is what is shown in the graph. Clear? The first one is the normal with the whatever the convexity upward for the specimen, any of the specimen. Clear? And the loads with the initial upward concavity is obtained, indicating the, sorry, to understand more clearly I will draw one by one graph. Okay, for first case I am explaining you for the normal curve with the convexity upward. Okay, the loads corresponding to the, for if it are see the penetration value, it is going to be 0. I have the graph in this way: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same I have some loading here, 10, like 20, 30, 40, 50. This is the example I am giving you. So, you always have the CBR values for 2.5 and the 5 values. Okay, and this is a normal graph. For this, for 2.5 mm is going to be in between this, right? So, from that value I am going to take it upright on the curve what I got normally. Then see to that for 2.5 I have the dial gauge reading as a 40 now. Okay, same thing I am going to read it for the 5 mm also, 5 mm penetration deflection. So, where to get the graph, I check it, I will draw it for the next. So, 5 mm it might be somewhere around 70. Okay, I take that as 70. So, for 2.5 mm it is a 40 and for 5 mm it is a 70. Why I have to choose it for the 2.5 and 5? It is a given by the CBR. Okay, that is empirical. So, you have to always check for the values 2.5 and the 5 mm penetration values and check that what are the reading you are getting, that you are going to use it here. Okay, the CBR value is nothing but for 2.5 how much you got, 40. Okay, the standard value for 2.5 is nothing but how much you have. Okay, standard value for 2.5 is 1370. Okay, so you are going to find the value, you multiply into 100, you find the value. For 5 mm deflections how much you have, 70. For that 5 mm deflections you have the CBR value is 20055. These are the standard values for the penetrations 2.5 and the 5 mm. Is it clear? And multiplying 100 you are going to go into the values for this is the when you have the what convexity upward. Okay, there will be some scenarios you get the graph in this fashion. What is? So, sometimes a curve with initial upward concavity is obtained, indicating some necessary correction has to be made. For this you are going to draw the tangent here. Okay, so from here it is going to start with a 0 as per the graph, right? If I draw the tangent to this, it will come somewhere here as per this graph now. Okay, so for the whatever the corrections you are going to make, this is the correction is going to be, you are going to draw the tangent where you are going to have the upward movement here. Okay, for that you are going to draw the tangent, this you consider as a 0 now. Okay, if I this is the point you consider as 0 now, next one is going to be 1, further is going to be 2, 3, 4 and 5, so on. Okay, because one step is moving ahead, it's all depend, it might be 1 also, it might be 0.5 also, it might be 0.75 also. How much difference you find, that from that point you want to take it as 0 now. So, I got it here, so I am taking it 0 here. If somewhere I got here, I took 0 from here. From this the 10 digit is going to be next 1. So, as per the graph I am talking. Now, this is a 0 now. From here the 2 point value is going to be here. So, no, remove, forget this first one. Okay, see the second line now. So, 2.5 is going to be here, right? Now, the 2.5 penetration value is going to be somewhere here. It will be like 45. Okay, so I will take the 45 here and 137 for the second condition I am talking, and 5 will be somewhere here, it is going to be around 80. I take this 80 and then draw this. This is the what the necessity correction you are going to make. And the reason to cause this initial concavity of the load penetration curve, calling for the correction, is the reasons are, one is it might be that the top layer whatever you have of the soil or soaked soil is too soft or slushy after the soaking of water. So, you might find the initial upward concavity. The second reason is the top surface of the soil is not even, there might be some undulation here, that might be the reason. And third reason, whatever the plunger you hang, penetration plunger of load machine is not exactly vertical to the bottom surface of the plunger, what, horizontal, and it is not fully contact with the top surface of the specimen. So, these might be the reason for the initial concavity. Clear? So, if you find initial concavity, then you have to do this correction. Otherwise, whatever you have the normograph, then no need for correction for these kind of the graphs. Understood? Okay. And this is how you calculate the CBR. Whatever the load you are going to get, load or dial gauge reading or pressure, that divided by, for 2.5 value it is 1370, for 5 mm it is going to be 2055 kg. Clear? And always 99 point times this, whatever the 2.5 value reading will be always greater than 5 mm reading. Okay. If even though if you get the 5 mm reading highest, then go for what, do the testing again, confirm it that only the 2.5 reading is correct. Okay. And if the 3 readings, usually you have to take the 3 readings for the CBR value. If it is x, if you, whatever the digits are coming, too much variations in the initial number, like 1 is coming 2, 1 more is coming 3 CBR, 1 is coming 3.5, then you have to test it for 6 sample. If there is a digit in a decimals, like after the decimal point, then no necessary. Clear? Then 3 samples are enough. Clear? In next class we try to see the one, solve the one problem based on the 2 scenarios. So, please carry the graph for the next class. Thank you. Thank you for patience hearing.